primary school, primary school pula.
Dia boleh tak apa.
Okay, hello, my name is Nur Adriana. I was teaching in secondary school in Gombak for 20 years. I've been teaching English for 20 years. My opinion about the major examinations in Malaysia, in our school education system. Personally, I feel that all the major examinations are important, especially in the primary school, the UPSR examination. I feel it's very important, even though it has been already abolished. But I still think that we need the examination so that we will be able to set an indicator or measurement for our pupils to see whether they are ready to go to the secondary school. When the UPSR was abolished, we could see there are a lot of problems with the students, the pupils' literacy in basic reading and calculating. So pupils will I dah tahu lebih spesifik macam mana.
Tak apa.
Okay. Major examinations in our school system are very important. Even the UPSR, which has already been abolished, because these examinations are important for us to set an indicator or measurement for our students' readiness to go for further studies. For example, in the primary school, the PSR is very important for the teachers or for the students themselves to see whether they are ready to go to the secondary school in Form 1. Without UPSR, we will not be able to really set a target for them to prepare themselves for basic knowledge to go to secondary schools. For PMR or PT3 rather, okay, after I have been gone through 3 changes that in our school education system. The PSR has been changed from penilaian darjah 5. Penilaian darjah 5 was abolished, was changed. Then we implemented the UPSR. Now the UPSR has been abolished. No more assessment or examinations for primary school. You go straight, the students in the primary school go straight to Form 1 without any examination. Whether they are actually really qualified or not qualified, we never know. But based on the pentadbiran pembelajaran darjah, is it PBD? From there, that is the only measurement that we could see whether the students has achieved what they are required to go, what they are required to have to prepare themselves for the secondary school. But that is not enough, because we can see that students are not really serious. They do not know what are the goals that they should achieve when they are carrying out these activities for PBD. But for secondary school, from SRP we changed to PMR. From PMR we changed to PT3. This is for the the lower secondary school. I feel when the PT3 has been abolished, there's no more measurement or there is no more ways for us to really see whether the students in the lower secondary school are really prepared to go to the higher secondary school, Form 4. Without PT3, students are not serious, and many I have already seen many students are not really serious to study because they feel they can just simply go to Form 4 without any examinations. Whether they are qualified or not, they will just still go to Form 4. So teachers will be having a lot of difficulties if the students are not ready, but yet they are still continuing studying in Form 4. Okay. SPM we know is very important because it's a placement examination for students to go to tertiary education, whether it's SSTP or college or university. So we know SPM is very important and it's still not being abolished yet. I hope our government will never, our minister will never abolish SPM because I think it's very important for students, so that they know they have targets, what to achieve when they go further their studies in tertiary level. So that's the answer. Do you agree? I think I've already answered that one, right?
Yeah.
So I don't agree that it's good. So 1, 2, 3 answered.
Answered.
Okay, what do you think would be the best method to measure students' ability in their academics? I was in curriculum lama sekolah menengah. Okay, we used to have monthly tests. We have mid-year exam. We have final exams. Personally, I feel these examinations are important to students because students will be more focused in their studies because they know they will be tested on their knowledge, whether they really study, they really learn what has been taught in school. They will be tested. If they are being playful, then we know. So in a way, these examinations are very important to build up the students' awareness that they should do well, so that they will be able to master the basic knowledge during their school time. Without these examinations, I think students will not be focused and they will be taking things for granted. Okay. So examinations are important. Right now they have assessment only during school time. It's not enough. I agree with the PBD because students should not be stressed upon having grades all the time. Actually, the purpose of having tests and examinations are only to evaluate whether the students have already mastered what they have learned in class. But since that I'm not sure, maybe the community has stressed upon how many grades you have in SPM, in major examinations. That is the reason why students are being stressed when they're having tests or exams. Actually, it's supposed not to be that way. Assessments are needed from time to time so that teachers will be able to identify the students' weaknesses and at the same time correct them or help the students to improve their learnings in school. But for them to take failures or good grades as a thing that they should be worried about, there's something that's not right. Students should take exams. Students, parents, everyone should take exams as a way for them to only evaluate the students' understanding or students' achievements in school, just for the sake of seeing whether they master what they have learned in school, not as a punishment for the students. If they don't have good grades, they will be punished, blamed for not being successful. So it's not that. It's just to show if you are not successful, if you fail in your exams, we can help students why, which part that they are weak of. Okay? So it's not like exam is not for the purpose of how bad you are in school, but rather to help you, whether you're weak or whether you're strong enough, good enough in your lessons. It's more on test your knowledge. How would the standard 6 students adapt and catch up with the Form 1 syllabuses if UPSR has abolished? Yes, that is the major issue actually has been debated among the community, because definitely, personally I feel PBD is not enough. Students will not be competitive enough to struggle to be serious in their studies. That's why as a former secondary school teacher, I face a lot of students who fail to read and write well when they go to Form 1. So I've been teaching with classes many years. These are the issues when students are not being focused and students going to school not being serious. They're being very playful. They just see being going to school is just for the sake of going to school. There's no target, there's no goal for them to get ready for. You see, if there is UPSR, at least they will know, they will be prepared, and they have to prepare themselves with whatever they have to get good grades, because good grades will ensure them to be able to master the basic knowledge and also help them to go further in Form 1. Apa lagi Pak Dan? Yeah, I'm not sure about this current again in Form 3 students, they are also having this. I personally feel that teachers also have the same problems with the Form 1 students, with the Form 1 teachers who have problems with the students who are not ready to go to Form 1. So if the Form 3 students are not well prepared, they don't have basic knowledge, for example, in maths or even science or English, or any subject. They don't have the basic they do not master the basic the lessons or the subjects. It's very difficult for them to study well in Form 4, because Form 4 requires students to be more active in classroom, because they not only memorize things, they also have practical. What do you call it? Amali.
Amali.
So these are the important things that the students should consider about. Not only memorizing, they also have fieldwork. So they have to prepare themselves. If they are not serious in school, they don't study well, then we never know. So without PT3, we cannot judge and we cannot evaluate students whether they are really ready for Form 4 or Form 5. But based on assessment PBD, I'm not sure how we can really ensure students to be really prepared. It's more on the attitude. It's more like building the personal development on students when they facing major exams. Because when they have a major exams, normally are more disciplined. They have targets, they have goals, they want to achieve success. Because success is always referred to as having good grades. So if you don't have grades, students will feel that they are bad. Even though it's not, if you don't have good, it doesn't mean that you're bad, but it's more like there are some differences in your study, so we can help you with that. Teachers can help you with that. But if they fail in having good grades in major exams, they should know that their chances to further their studies in a lot of areas that they want to might not be able they might not be able to achieve it. So if they want to have certain goals, for example, in further their studies in certain areas, they should have some qualifications that have to have good grades based on the field that they want to. Apa aku cakap?
Betul-betul. Menjawab soalan.
How would they determine their passion? That's as I said. If they don't have good grades in PT3, they will not be able to choose what course they want to learn when they are in Form 4 or even in tertiary levels. I think the major exams in particularly PT3, this is like a preparation for students to be more focused in their studies, because at that age they will be able to choose what courses, what area, what discipline they are interested in. Then they will know whether they are more into maths and science or more to language or literature. Then they should know by then. But if there is no major examinations to test out or to test their qualifications, they might not be able to sure the students might not be able to be sure themselves whether they are actually capable on achieving what they want to learn or what they want to achieve in the fields that they are interested in. Betul?
Question, from your point of view, does these assessments like PBD gives more pressure to the students, or does the major examinations actually gives more pressure to the students?
I think the examinations pressure the students a bit, because we have to pressure students to a certain extent, not extremely giving them pressure, but students need to be competitive enough to prepare themselves for the future. They should learn that by being focused, by having a target in achieving what they should good grades. You know, when we have exam, we want students, everyone wants to have exam, but they want to fail. So basically, if you have exams, you want to have good grades. Students should work themselves to achieve the good grades so that they will be able to focus at the same time building up their targets, their personal goal on what areas that they would like to further study in the near future. Okay. So the assessment is more relaxed, so the students will enjoy, because normally when they have assessment in class, they will be interactive. The students will be interacting with their peers, with the teachers, and they are not being too aware that they're being tested. So assessment is more like the teachers to evaluate whether the students are able to perform during the class, during the lesson. But the exam is more like the students have to prepare, have to work a bit, to achieve good grades in the major exams. So there's a difference. Assessments normally only to see whether the students are able to grasp what has been taught in class. But the major exam is more like the students themselves have to really work themselves to be able to achieve what they want to achieve by having the good grades in the exam.
So as a former educator, you would rather choose major examinations compared to assessments? Both.
Yeah.
Could you please elaborate more on that?
As I said just now, during my time we have tests, we have mid-year examination, we have final examinations. These are actually assessment, but it's being carried out in a written form, so it's but we also have now where students are being tested in class by asking them to perform certain tasks during class lesson. So that is also a good way for the teachers to evaluate whether the students are actually master or not what has been taught. If not, teacher can intervene and improvise, help the students to improve on the skills that you're weak. But major test examination we still need. Maybe you will say then students will have a lot of exams, a lot of things they should be worried about, and that will give pressure to them. But actually, personally, I think if we are not the teachers or the parents or even the community do not press on having good grades all the time on students, then maybe they will be relaxed. Because we do need continuous test or assessment for the students to prepare themselves for major examinations. Without that, maybe we will not be able to see whether the students ready to get good grades in the major exams. But if you ask me personally, I think for below 10 years old of age, there should not be any tests or exams.
Below 10.
I think from year 4 years old until 10 years old, students should be enjoying going to school, learning, having fun. They don't have to be so worried about exam tests, how many grades. Because if not, the parents will ask how many. If you do not perform in class, the parents will worry. So because of that, for this tender age, students should not be able to. We should not pressure the students to have certain tests or exam for the age. They should just go if they have how to test them on their learning. This is by assessment, where the teachers can carry out interventions on the students if they are weak in certain areas.
Okay. So in conclusion, do you personally agree with the idea of abolishing the major examinations?
I do not agree. We do need that, because I think everywhere in the world they have examinations to test to ensure that students have certain qualifications to further their studies when they're getting older, for example after 17 years old. So for the students to venture upon going more challenging world, going to more challenging world after 17 years old, they should prepare themselves first. So major exams help students for that. Just got the point on my language semua kalau